Alrighty, I think we are on. Mic check, mic check. Alright. Welcome to my live broadcast of Red Dead Redemption, Part 2, the sequel to one of the most successful video games of all time. This is more than just a video game, folks. This is more of a virtual reality. It's just it's the closest thing to virtual reality, and the amount of things you can do in this game is almost, it feels limitless. It really does. I normally, don't play these sorts of games, but this game is so detailed that I just absolutely I just get lost in this world. It's takes place in the turn of the 20th century. In, I believe, let's go back to the map. I just forgot where it is, where it takes place. The setting. New Hanover. There we go. New Hanover. I don't know if these cities have since changed since over 100 years ago. New Hanover. I couldn't tell you where that's from, to be honest. There's cities like Blackwater. I don't know if these towns still exist. It's not a fictional setting, though, I can tell you that. These cities were actual. Saint Denis was a city, I believe. That was definitely a real city. Ansburg. Some of them may no longer exist. But anyway, let's go back to what this game is all about. And it's one of those games where you can do anything. You could spend an hour just fishing, and there's a countless amount of fish in the game. And when you do fish, you need the perfect lure. You need specific bait, depending on what river you're in, whether you're on a river, whether you're fishing in a lake. You need different bait. If you're looking to get large river fish, you need crickets. There's worms. There's all sorts of bait and all sorts of fish, from sturgeon to bass, of course, to pike. There's dozens, and like 500 different species of wildlife in the game. If you want to go birding, you can go birding. There's lots of detailed information on the wildlife. I'll show you that now. There's a huge wildlife compendium, 560 different species of animal in the game. Fish, I've discovered quite a few. And you can catch up to, I believe, 40 fish in this game. There's 40 different species of fish in this game. Largemouth bass, open. They inhabit open and flowing water all around the southern states. They can be easy to spot due to swimming energetically near the surface, but they're less easy to catch. They respond well to fresh crayfish as the lure, and rainy weather is linked with increased activity. And then there's legendary versions of the fish that are, really big ones. And the same thing goes for all the wild animals. There's legendary versions of the animals, which are very rare. They're impossible to spot. There's grizzly bears, obviously, and then there's legendary bears. Grizzly bears that are large, like larger than the common grizzlies. So, yeah, grizzly bears are endemic to the grizzlies east. They're omnivores. And then it gives you hunting advice, what bullets to use. Discovering lots of bird life as well. There's a lot of species of birds. I found this whooping crane near a marsh in in the open marshes. Uh, they give you a little bit of information on them. You know, it's cool. It's you can spend hours just looking for birds, looking for any animal really. Here's a mallard that I found. Spotted a nice owl the other day near a woodland. I was hunting for deer. You know, in this game you got to survive. You have to hunt. You have to eat. You have to maintain yourself. Otherwise, your health core goes down. So, you know, you will lose fights easily if you're malnourished. And if you get into a fight, the game is going to be much more difficult. So you need to do things like bathe. You need to take care of your health, or you may come down with an illness. You need to remember to not only you need to not only take hygiene into account, but your diet. You need to constantly eat, or you lose weight, and the game becomes much more difficult because your health bar gets lower and things like that. Drinking whiskey will improve your aim. If you drink too much whiskey, it will mess with your aim. So you don't want to go hunting after drinking a bottle of whiskey. So yeah, this owl was pretty cool. It's a coastal horned owl that I found. And the way you get the info on the bird is, or any animal is, well, the way you would do it in real life. And that is, you take out your binoculars. Okay. You take out your binoculars. There's a train in the distance. Thought it was in the distance. Wonder where this train's going. The glare is making it hard to see. It's silhouetted against the glare. But yeah, you take out your binoculars, you point it at the animal, and then you press a button that allows you to study it, and then it gets recorded into your compendium. It's a wonderful, it's an amazing game, really. And you can play it in many different ways. There's different ways to approach circumstances. It can be a little violent. It is the Wild West. It is the West. It is the early 1900s West, after all. But in terms of storytelling, it is one of the greatest stories, I think, that I've ever played. It's a character drama, and the voice acting is beyond anything I've ever experienced in everything, including cinema. Beautiful lighting. Oh, we got an animal. Let's see if we can spot it.
Easy.
Ah, binoculars. Damn it, I lost it. Shit. Yeah, one of the greatest voice acting, some of the greatest voice acting I've ever been a part of, really. Should I say, that I've experienced, I should say. And traveling in the game, it's very realistic. You gotta travel, man. If it takes you 20 minutes to get to a city, it takes you 20 minutes. And you can't ride that horse to death, you know. You got to take care of the horse. You have to feed it. You got to form a bond with it. You need to, you know, brush it, clean it. Give it good vitamins. Give it good tonics. Put tonics in the water, vitamins, and things like that. You can't run it to death. You know, the horse has a stamina bar. You don't want it to get too low. It will either, depending on the age of the horse will either buckle, throw you off, or it will if it's an old horse, it may die. So you don't want that to happen. Well, I came across some money, and I need food is what I need. So that's what I'm going to go do. And hopefully we'll find some animals along the way that we can spot with our binoculars, spy them, and maybe learn something about them. Whoa! So I'm headed to a town called Blackwater, and this character here, the protagonist here, is a former gunslinger who gave up that life. Mostly did a lot of robbing. Now he's on his road to redemption, and so that's hence the title of the game, Red Dead Redemption. He's trying to redeem himself. He's trying to you know, redeem himself for his life sins. And as he gets older, he no longer he avoids, you know, being an outlaw at all costs, and he has taken up farming now. He's learning how to farm, which he's terrible at, but he's doing it for his family. But the money's terrible. He's basically unskilled. He spent his whole life robbing, robbing banks and selling moonshine. Here's the town of Blackwater. Not the biggest town in the game, but it's a pretty cool town. You can do everything in this game. You send telegrams to old friends, and they can help you out, help you survive. It's all about surviving, you know. Do favors for people, and that's how it was back then. People worked together to survive. And the country was so young. Now I have the option to basically go up to anyone in this game. It's the amount of freedom is like so unlimited. You can just go up to anybody. You have the choice to, as you can see there, you can greet them, be friendly, maybe make friends. You can antagonize, which you do if somebody's being a jerk or something. You can antagonize them. As you can see, you could also rob people. You can do whatever you want. There's a limitless amount of ways to approach your experience. And the bottom there's a morality meter, which I'm closely getting to the right, as you can see on the bottom. I'm slowly inching my way towards the right side of that meter, which is being a good guy. And then if you choose to be a bad guy in the game, the marker will go to the left, to the red side. Another thing, as you can see up there, the temperature, it is 71 degrees. If it gets too cold and you're wearing a short sleeve shirt, You'll start to shiver. Again, your health core will go down, and you will not be as healthy because of it. So you need to wear proper clothes. And you know, you can go in all these stores, or most of them. Here's a tobacconist. Yeah, a tobacconist. Blackwater tobacconist. And tobacco. Oh, they seem to be closed. I have some tobacco. Actually, I ate it all. I chewed it all. Tobacco is good. What it does is it helps you stay calm and steady when aiming your pistol. It increases your focus meter. Here's a general store. They sell everything from food to groceries and things like that.
Step right in.
And that's what I need. I need food. I could just browse his catalog, or I could just window shop. He's got some sausage hanging down. He's got some cheese. Let's get a closer look. Salted venison, salted beef. There's some of that cheese, which I'm going to examine. And it's a cheese wedge.
I'd love to sell it to you. Just say the word.
Yeah, I'll buy some. We'll see what else he has. Got some fruits, carrots, and each food affects you in a different way. Here's his whiskey. Here's the bourbon.
What are you waiting for?
Old Blood Eyes Kentucky Bourbon. That is old American whiskey. Bourbon is a type of whiskey made from corn rather than rye. Okay, we're going to browse this catalog and get some food because I'm all out of food. And you need food to eat and to live. Also, you need to sleep in the game. If you go too long without sleep, again, your health core will go down. The game becomes more difficult. You get hurt easily. Your aim, you basically lose the ability to aim your weapons. It's so you need to remember to eat.
Ain't it time for you to leave yet, or?
All right. We're gonna buy a couple of apples for the horse, and I'll get myself a can. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, that's all I need. Canned salmon. Alright. Alright, take care, mister. Fine store you got here. Alright, night has fallen here in Blackwater. Alright.
Good night, sir. Fine evening, too.
And I spent all my damn money on canned goods. I can't afford me a steak at the saloon.
Welcome here. Hello. Is there something I can get for you?
I can't even afford a damn glass of whiskey.
Not enough trouble.
He's making a big sacrifice. Whatever money he had, he put into this old shack, and he bought a house for his family, and now he's broke, and he's working as a farmhand, making little money.
Hello, sir.
And I can't afford a steak yet. I'm eating canned goods and apples. Canned salmon and apples for now. Hopefully the steak will come later. But the best way to make money is to do stuff for people. And that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go and visit a person who requested my aid. Alright, not too far. It's a place called Beecher's Hope, and I'm going to meet this guy I call Uncle. All right. Where's my damn horse? There he is. Totally broke.
Let's go, girl.
Also, the horses. This horse here of mine, she's a thoroughbred. She's very feisty. Not all horses have the same temperament. This one's a feisty one. It took a while for me to train her. The way they used to tame horses back then was they would just tire them out, and just the more you get on top of them, the more they get used to you. So, as for the horses, this I named her Rachel. Her physique is the horse's weight can change based on how I feed it. Right now, it's fit. Bonding, I'm at level 2 with this horse. The higher you're bonding with the animal, the more things you can do with the animal. You can have it slide and do all these agile moves. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Health is down 25%, so that's why I bought those apples, because I haven't fed it in a while. Also, I got into a little accident with it. A horse cart carrying 2 dead people, stuck with arrows, full of arrows. They were dead. And the horse was just running wildly and ran right into my horse. And I had to treat her and have her I had to send it to the vet. Mood is calm. My saddle, my stirrups, all affects the... look at the speed of that horse on the lower left. It's almost one of the fastest horses. It's a race horse, of course. And the way you know that, the way you find out that, is... many different types of horses in this game. Belgian draft horses, a Morgan, Dutch warmbloods, Hungarian half-breds, Appaloosas, Kentucky saddlers, Shires, Tennessee walkers, thoroughbred. That's the one I'm on right now. I'm on a thoroughbred. And there's many more that I didn't find yet, as you can see by these blank spaces. Undiscovered horses. And they all do different things. My thoroughbred here. Thoroughbreds are race horses. Lean legs, athletic build, deep chest, brindle coat, good stamina and acceleration. But they scare easily. They're spooked by wolves. They'll throw you off their backs. They'll buckle if they see a wolf. The gunshot, they don't react well to gunshots. If you fire your gun, they may spaz out and get crazy and not obey and get hard to handle. And there's different ways. There's different temperaments. I had some experience with a Hungarian half-bred. These are strong war horses. Large frame, noble head, piebald. Good stamina levels. Unlike my horse, which is fast but has a poor stamina level. So different horses. It depends on what you want. I mean, I got the racehorse. I want the racehorse. American Standard breds are racehorses. Powerful limbs. Pretty fast. Average stamina. These have a little better stamina than thoroughbreds. And I could go on, man. This game, I told you, you could spend hours just hunting and not even playing the game or the storyline. It's ridiculously addictive and very relaxing too. I mean, I'm in the city right now, but some of the nature in this game, the mountains and the rivers, are very picturesque and a joy to just. It's almost like the graphics are so good you feel like you're actually in nature. Sometimes it conveys a not similar feeling. Obviously, I rather I love being out, but it conveys a very similar feeling. Look at the animation on that horse. Look at the way they animate that horse. It's so fluid. That's a real horse running right there. They motion captured that based on a real horse. A lot of snakes. Got to be wary of. Poisonous. Alright, it's nighttime, and I think I missed my turn. Alright, I'm almost there. Well, yeah, that about does it. I think I'm going to cut it here after this, and little introduction to Red Dead Redemption. Okay, this is the house I bought for my family. I know.
I thought you was tough, girl.
Get out of the fire, girl. Alright, well, apparently the horse is cooking itself. Alright, let's see what the uncle wants.
Working hard? It's the lumbago. If I overdo it, I'll get a relapse. It's very serious.
Get up or get out.
You can be so testy. What is it? Constipation?
Guess you're my proof I'll never quite outrun my sins.
You got so sanctimonious in your old age. No wonder she left you. It's like rooming with the King James Bible.
Get up!
Ow! I'm getting up. Oh, no, wait, what did I have to tell you? I went into town. I got a little drunk. Oh, shit! Well, we gotta go. We gotta go to Saint Denis. Charles Smith is alive, I reckon.
Charles Smith alive? Really?
I reckon. Unless I dreamed it all, and by the sound of it, not doing too good neither.
Old friend still alive. Oh, welcome to Saint Denis.
Here we are.
Come on, let's get off.
All right.
Beautiful town, Saint Denis.
Back in Saint Denis. I never liked this place.
Yeah, oh, me neither.
Very modern town, one of the first modern American cities. Electricity.
Sure.
Just take a look at the detail in that train station. Beautiful train terminal. Saint Denis was a. They had an electrical.
I'll take the saloons. You take the slum.
How about I take the saloons and you take the slums?
Yeah, they had electricity. Okay, so I'm searching for an old friend. Let's hope my horse was on that train. There she is.
You're a good filly.
It's a movie theater. Well, not a movie theater, but a theater. Stage theater. Very modern town, unlike Blackwater. Cobblestone streets, a lot of brick, not much wood. Seafood French restaurants. Cafes. Musical instruments. Linens. Lots of businesses back then. This place sold jellies and pickles and jams and chutneys. Here we have a hotel. Here's an old oyster bar. Every Saturday, fresh oysters. This guy runs his business by selling oysters. Catching them and selling them. Alright, so I'm going to the saloon to find out where my friend is. Here it is. Doyle's Tavern. Ales, wines, and cigars. What's going on here? Look at this paltry lot.
Hello, sir.
Hi, sweetie.
Hey, partner. You seen a big Indian guy?
Indian? Sure. I've seen hundreds.
A big guy. Boxer, maybe? Likes fighting?
Yeah. Bare knuckle guy. Think he's fighting tonight over at St. Saturnines.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
No problem, bud.
How about we while away the hours together?
So apparently, this old friend of mine is fighting in fight clubs. So I got some information. Let me take a look around this place. Oh my goodness. Not a place I'd prefer to hang out, to be honest.
You're right about that.
This guy looks shot.
St. Saturnines. Now, if you want a drink, let me know.
All right.
Hello, miss.
But what you ain't having.
Howdy, sweetheart.
It's the piano man.
Hey there.
Hola, guapo.
Lost for words.
Looks like prostitutes or something. Is there an upstairs?
Open your eyes.
Don't mind me.
Life treating you well? I hope this entertains you at least.
Here's a Chinaman. Lots of Chinese people, Chinese immigrants
I am not so interesting to look at, okay?
were a big part of
What are you doing to me?
the workforce in the Old West. They mainly built railroads and things like that. Anyway, I think it's a good introduction to this virtual world. It's a beautiful game. It's absolutely gorgeous. And last but not least, there is a photo mode. You're allowed to basically free roam. There's basically no limit to the amount of focal lengths, the height. Go low, you could go high. Focal lengths endless focal lengths, wide to zoom. Then there's focus distance, as you can see on the right. If you want some bokeh, blur strength, exposure, effects, filters. There's all different filters, and it's incredible, really is. You can take some good photos in this game. Because, like I said, you can, you know, the camera's free, so you can basically move it wherever you want, and you're free to take any picture you want, really. And then there's the advanced segment of photo mode, which allows you to blur your background, like I'm doing now. You can blur. You could, blur it as much as you want. There's the exposure. Lower the exposure. There's the filters, of course, like I just showed you. You can raise the contrast. You can lower contrast, decrease contrast. So there you have it, folks. Red Dead Redemption 2. Good game. You don't have to love video games to enjoy this wonderful, immersive story. And not just the story, but immerse yourself into the wonderful virtual world that it is. If you're a nature lover, you love this game. Thanks for tuning in, guys, to my live broadcast. Hope you enjoyed it.